Wow. Katie Dahl just removed the Jeff and Katie show logo.
Wow.
And here we are, ready for another Sunday. Hit it.
One more time.
It's Sunday and you're on the go.
At 4 o'clock, it's time to slow.
'Cause everybody that you know is
watching.
Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff.
No, the Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff.
No, the Jeff and Katie show.
Maybe it's commutable.
It's simply irrefutable. No matter what, we know that you'll be watching. The Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff show.
The Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff show. Commutable.
Refutable.
Disputable.
Delusional. No matter what, we know that you'll be watching. The Jeff and Katie show. Math.
Oh, I thought I'd do a soft shoe.
Please do.
Watch my feet.
Watch his hands. He.
Wings!
Yes. The Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff show.
The Jeff and Katie show.
The Katie and Jeff show. Commutable.
Refutable.
Disputable.
Delusional. No matter what, we know that you'll be watching. The Jeff and Katie show.
And Colin.
Yay!
Oh, too much fun. How fun is that?
That was so fun. The
How
theme
fun.
song has never been so fun.
I know.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Colin Welford. Welcome to the Jeff and Katie show.
Thank you.
It's really
What a-
great to
what an
have you
honor.
here.
It's great.
And it's very fun to hear that little ditty played well. So thank you for doing that.
It'll never come out the same way twice.
It never comes out the same. I know. It's true. Except, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So, for those who are new to us at the Jeff and Katie show, welcome. And thanks to all those who have been following us. We figured out, I think, we said yesterday, or whenever we rehearsed, that this was episode number 10. But
Yeah,
I
but
think
I
it's
think
11.
we were wrong. It's 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you noticed as well.
Yeah, we missed Chase in our
We
countdown.
did indeed.
Yeah,
Chase.
Shocking.
I
Yeah.
know. Terrible. I think Chase was our first guest on the patio. That's not true, or Bill?
Yes, you think you're right.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think it was
mhm,
Chase. I
Yep.
think it was Chase.
Yep.
Or Craig. It was one of
Chase,
those guys.
I think you're
Yeah.
right about Chase.
So we're going to tell people a little bit about what's going on at Northern Sky.
Yeah.
Because we still have a lot of stuff going on. One of the things that I think is really cool is we have a completely redesigned website just for
Oh,
our virtual
yes.
season. Have you looked?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
do pay
haven't.
it.
I will.
Do pay attention.
I will.
Yeah, no, it's really great.
You all could go right now. You could open it in a different tab of your web browser.
Don't
and
get
you can
lost.
Go, ooh, yeah. Don't go away from us, though.
But yeah, and when you do go there, you will find out all of the things that we've been up to and continue to be up to. One of which includes our next event, which is going to be on the 21st
Yes.
of August.
Yes.
And that is called Songs of Hope. And if you were part of Raise the Curtain on May 23rd, you were able to see one of our Northern Skylights, and that was a decade of delight. And we had numbers from shows over the last 10 years in the park.
Because of math. Had to have the numbers.
Yeah, we have to have the math. Because that were professionally shot. And we pulled those numbers and put together an evening. We're doing the same kind of a deal with Songs of Hope, only all of the songs are centered around the idea of hope and change and humanity. So that's what you can tune in and see on
It's
the 21st.
super cool. I cried. I have to say, I watched it. I watched a draft for the first time, and it was very cool. And there's a new little teaser out that you can watch, a little video that shows you sort of a
Oh, is there?
sneak peek. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that
You
yet.
can look at it on our website, on our Facebook page.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can do when you go there is we premiere these events. So on the 21st, we will premiere Songs of Hope. On Friday night, this past Friday night, we premiered Trunk Songs. But you can go onto our website. You can still purchase. You can still make a donation, I should say, and see Trunk Songs. And it was really great.
It dropped on Friday.
Yeah,
we
it
are
dropped.
the
It premiered,
Netflix
dropped.
of Door County.
Yeah.
Yes, we drop things and then they stay.
And
So,
then they stay,
yes.
and you can put them on your list
Yes.
of things to watch at Northern Sky.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go see Trunk Songs, which is wonderful. This particular week, lest you think we are not up to developing new works here at Northern Sky, we are, in fact, right now having a writer's retreat for the authors of Sunflowered, which is a new musical that we've been, which is in development for Northern Sky. And then starting tomorrow, Monday, through Friday, we will be Zoom workshopping. This is brand new for us. But we did do a reading of Love Stings, which was to be our premiere this summer. And a lot of stuff worked really great. And we didn't feel like we suffered too much in being able to assess the work and get feedback to the authors, etc. And so now we're going to extend that whole, way of trying to assess things into a full week's workshop. So we'll see how it goes and hope for the best. But all of those authors are going to be in attendance via Zoom. All of the actors will be in attendance via Zoom. We're going to try a new thing called, I don't know, it's called like Jazz Kazam or something. It allows you to do...
Frightening me.
It allows you to play from your place and somebody else sing from their place.
It does not. At the same time?
Yeah.
I thought we couldn't. I thought it was not possible.
Well, this program allows you to do it, and there's only like a very microsecond of delay.
No.
Seriously, but you have to have two technical components for this. One is you have to be Ethernet hardwired so that you don't have any lapse in Wi-Fi, and the other one is that you do have to have a USB-supported input microphone.
Wow.
And Molly Rhodey was testing it out, and she said it was working with Christy, who was in Chicago, playing Gershwin while Molly was singing from her
That
home.
is so cool.
So we're hopeful.
Molly was singing the next song, and
Yeah,
she
exactly.
was still on the
Well, I've been
before.
seeing. I don't know if any of you have seen these concerts where people are like playing like these 2-chord songs. All these folk songwriters are playing in the round, and they'll do these songs that are sort of like 2-chord, like jammy songs, so that they can play. They can do ooze or harmonica, and it all just sort of like woo. It's like a wash.
It oozes together.
Everything sort of, you go from the 1 to the 4, and it just sounds nice no matter what you're playing.
Yeah,
and,
you go.
Right.
yeah. Can I just say, Jeff Herbst, when you started off that little thing, you said, lest you think we're not doing anything.
Yes, I did say that.
Do you remember that you made me cut the word lest from Victory Farm?
No doubt. It is a word that should never be used, that's for sure. Charles Williams is rolling his eyes at me from afar, I can tell you for sure. Yeah.
I
I made you cut
specifically.
the word lest.
Yes, Jeff was just like staring at me, and I was like, he's going to tell me we have to stop, not do the show. I don't know what he was like staring at me for a long time like this. And I was like, what? And he's like, I'm bothered by lest. Okay, so we cut it out.
Was that an accurate imitation of me that Katie Doll just did?
Incredibly.
Oh no!
on
I'm
the
scared.
nose.
I'm so scared.
Hey, speaking of all that development stuff we're doing, that all is going on, and we're doing a lot of stuff, obviously. And
Yeah.
if you would like to support all that stuff, we would like that too, and we'd be really grateful. We've got a bucket, a virtual bucket. PayPal has created a new bucket function, and or at least we have created one on PayPal, and it's paypal.me/abuckinthebucket. If you just want to put a few bucks in there, that helps us a lot.
Yeah, all that money goes toward developing new works at Northern Sky, like our usual Buck in the Bucket campaign that we run all summer and fall long when we have a normal season. And we are, in fact, using that money to pay our artists while we do these workshops and readings, because
Do
not
the
much
artists
else
have
is
any
going
other
on.
work? Yeah, no.
What?
Do the artists have any work ever? And it's like it's such
Right
a
now.
boon to the artists right now
Yeah,
to
no,
have
I know.
anything,
I know.
any income coming in for
We're
sure.
gonna try a couple of cabarets out here on the patio too, and Colin's gonna be playing for those. One of them is with Doug Clemens, and another one's with Allie Babbage. Those are gonna be coming up at end of August and September. So, a lot of great stuff, right?
So if you're not signed up for our mailing list, that's how you would find out about these things best. So there's you can do that on the bottom of this fancy, schmancy, very fancy new website that we mentioned, northernskytheater.com.
That's exactly right, Katie Doll.
So now normally we would invite Colin on now. Like
I
we
know,
would not
but here
normally
he
have the
is.
pleasure of having him on the whole time, our special guest, but he's such a fantastic piano player. We had to have him on at the beginning.
And might I add, also a really good soft shoe dancer while playing the piano. I mean, I know.
Wait, really?
I know. I was kind of sort of blinded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Colin Welford, the first time we met was 2009, I believe.
8, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
I believe so.
For how was that?
Well, Cheeseheads.
No, that was
That's
2009.
Fine.
That was a summer.
Overruled. 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
It was also the only summer that I ever worked for Northern Sky in the summer. So
Oh, Sunsets
They didn't
and
invite
S'mores.
you back. It's terrible.
Well,
Yeah, no, she's never been invited back.
As you see, they've excommunicated me
Yeah, Katie
entirely.
Doll's on the outs. So yeah, Colin came up, and you were musical director for that summer with Cheeseheads and
Sunsets and S'mores and Musky Love.
oh yeah, Musky Love.
Yeah, that was
the
fun.
first time I performed in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was good.
Yeah, it was
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then Colin, you went on to also write a show that has appeared on the Northern Sky stage,
Yeah, what was it called?
Strings Attached.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Strings Attached. For 2014 and
that's correct.
15,
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you actually not remember what it was called?
I didn't for a
Oh, wow.
moment.
For just a moment.
Yeah.
It's
Strings
because
Attached.
this is a sign of Colin's general volume of productivity in
I know,
life. I
like-
think. Like I'm like
In
I wrote a
one ear,
play.
out
Like
the
every
other.
day I said it. I say it like 5 times. Like Victory Farm, Victory Farm, Victory Farm. And you know, like. But when you just produce so much, you can't remember all the things.
Yeah, Strings Attached, a really fun show. You wrote that one with Dave Hudson.
With Dave Hudson, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
it was fun.
I look forward to having that one return to the stage.
Well, we need to grow some more identical twins.
That's what I was saying,
Chad
to-
and
I
Chase
know.
were absolutely the same.
But apparently we still have the wigs.
Oh, that's
So
everything. It's
we
all
could
about
just
the
throw
costumes.
you on stage with you and Cindy.
There's an escape route. I can leave at any time.
Colin and Cindy,
Me and Cindy.
identical twins.
Cindy's
Fantastic.
watching, by the way. Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Liz. That's who I see so far.
We're going to do another song right now,
Oh, yeah.
and this harkens back to the event that I just mentioned, which happened on Friday, called Trunk Songs. A trunk song, for those who have not been paying attention recently, is a song that for one reason or another was jettisoned from a musical theater production before it opened. For various reasons, songs get written and they might not be right for the character, or they might, whatever. Things change and they get thrown out, but they usually get stored away for future use. And the future use is generally as a trunk song. So we've pulled out some trunk songs, we put them together in a lovely concert. It's funny, it's moving, it's just, I don't know, I really enjoyed it myself tremendously.
Caterpillar on my guitar. See it?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yes, I just wanted everyone to know.
It's building a little home chrysalis. We'll have a butterfly before the end of the show, we promise. So we're going to have Katie Doll do a trunk song. Hers is a variation on the theme because, in fact, her lyric was not used in Victory Farm, but it was never set to music. So Katie pulled out her trunk lyric and set the song herself, composed a song herself to that lyric.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So the lyrics are by me and Emily Colson, and I wrote the music, but James Velk wrote the music for most of the show.
Yeah.
So this is a song. This is a scene where the POWs, who are who are some of the main people of the show. They're some of the characters.
The main people.
Personages.
Characters is what the real in crowd calls them. They have sort of escaped. Everyone thinks they've escaped, but they really are just going swimming. So this is a song sung by Wolfgang, who's a Navy guy, and his ode to the water, sort of.
Yeah.
I have spent my life feeling free on the water. I tied my tally ribbons like a crown. I took the sky as a wife, took the sea as a daughter. The only place I ever felt alone was solid ground. I learned to love my land, for its beaches, for its borders, the way its lights kept shining across the sea. And I'll never understand how we all just followed orders as the darkness fell on everything, took those lights away from me. And the storm began to roar. I fell into the tide. Not even the ocean set me free. Now it's another rocky shore. I can't even see the other side as I step into the great inland. into the bay. Out beyond where any man can stand is the land of my grandfathers, as close as the moonlight and just as far away. It's as close as the moonlight, just as far away. It's as close as the moonlight and a million miles away.
That's great.
Thanks.
Lovely. I don't think we've ever used that particular feature on that keyboard before, Colin.
It's the drawbar
The drawbar.
in the MP7 from Kauai.
Oh, how nice.
Lovely.
Huh. Can people do that at home if they so desire?
They can put it in their living room or their parlor.
Or the parlor.
Yes.
I love how all these things are kind of starting to come together. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But you will.
Will we?
Yes.
I'm
Believe it or
frightened.
not. Believe it or not. So, Katie Doll,
Yeah.
Colin Welford has a vast resume.
Yeah.
And when I texted him about the trivia portion of our show, what did you respond, Colin? You said what?
Don't you dare.
Yeah, that was
Wasn't
for
it-
starters.
wasn't
And
it,
then I said,
what
no,
did-
you must.
And, what did I feel very much at a disadvantage.
How so?
You know all the answers, and I don't know what you're going to ask
Well, of
me.
course. I'm like Alex Trebek. Are you kidding? Of course I know the answers.
Yeah. What did I answer?
You said Legos.
Oh, Legos. Lego is the plural. I believe.
Lego, like
You're kidding.
chiropractic.
I think so.
Lego
Like-
is the plural?
Well, I maintain that.
Yeah, you should.
I have
think so.
I
You
have
should.
3 Lego.
No, I
Legi.
have some.
I have some Lego.
Some
Legi.
Lego?
I have
Legi.
some Lego.
Really?
Lego of this. Let's move on.
Lego of this. Yeah. And you also said gardening.
Yeah, gardening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you said world travel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course your unbelievable pedigree as
playing
a
stuff.
piano
Playing stuff.
person,
Yeah.
right?
Ish. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to launch into it?
Was this it?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, go on then.
Why not? Did you want to talk about something else first?
No. I was
Okay.
going-
He was hoping it
Okay.
would get forgotten.
Okay.
Kinda.
So, this is mostly going to kind of tie into this is a trivia quiz, but also, as you just mentioned, this is also a little bit of a parlor game. Okay? So it's a little combination of the two, just because I know you. So,
Do I have to get it right
no,
when it's a quiz?
no,
No.
you don't have
Okay.
to get anything right. This is all just you can do whatever you want, really.
All right.
What
Yeah.
if that was the requirement? Then we would have to just
There's
stop
more
the
like
show
truth
if
and
you
dare.
got it
If you got it
wrong.
wrong.
I think.
Yeah.
Show's over. We have a big pit and it opens up and down goes Colin. So
Again.
Lego
Okay.
comes from the Danish phrase "læg godt," something like that. But what does it mean in English?
What does Lego mean in English?
Yeah, what does
It
"læg
means-
godt" mean?
Oh, Legot. It means an extremely expensive hobby that parents have to finance for their children.
Yeah, well,
Is that
we can
true?
talk a little bit about the extremely expensive part of this, but
Is that right?
I'm going to give you 4 choices.
Okay.
It either means toy bricks, tiny toys, play well, or plastic bricks.
Tiny. Say it again. Tiny ones.
Toy bricks,
Toy ones.
tiny toys, play well, plastic bricks.
Like I'm gonna say tiny toys.
You know what it means? It means play well.
Play well.
Wow.
Okay, that was a
Læg godt.
Oh, like
play
good,
well.
maybe.
Yeah, good.
I was thinking God, but good makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
play good, right?
Okay, good.
And
Play
leg,
good.
leg, whatever. Yeah, so Danish.
Oh, so wrong.
That's it was wrong. Yes, but nobody's keeping score, believe
All right.
me.
And no one knows Danish anyway.
Does anybody? This is one of those.
No one knows Danish.
How can you possibly know this things? But
Okay.
how many Lego bricks would it take to reach the moon, Colin Welford?
Wow.
One large one.
Yes, that's
Ha.
true. made by Elon Musk.
Right, absolutely. How many bricks? A bazillion.
Not a bazillion, but I'll give you 4 choices: 50 million, 260 million, 40 billion, or 20 million.
It took 50 million to build this theater, so it's got to be the billion one, the 40
You're so
billion.
right.
Yeah,
it is
I mean,
40
for sure.
billion.
Yeah,
40 billion.
right.
I mean, can you, right.
The expense.
So tell us, I
The
forgot.
expense.
I know he keeps
That's
coming
the
back to it
problem.
because,
Well,
you
because-
truly are a Lego freak, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm
No,
not
tell
like
me.
an inventor. I just like doing the sets.
No,
you
I know.
the-
Well,
but-
I didn't. Nobody presumed you invented
No,
Legos.
but when we were kids, we just didn't you have a big drawer full, and you just did whatever you were inventive. You made your own.
Oh, I see what
things
you
up.
mean.
Right.
Oh,
and now all we
oh.
do is the.
Oh, you
the
buy the pre.
instructions.
Oh, so
yeah.
what? So tell everybody some of the things that you have
Well, I've done
fabricated.
all the big ones, which is
Which
apart
is
from the
what?
biggest. The biggest ones are Tower Bridge in London.
Yep.
The Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
The Disney Castle. Oh, very good.
Yep.
And Harry Potter.
Oh, right.
The big one.
What,
Right.
Not the
Hogwarts?
Hogwarts.
And like, how big are they?
Yeah. How many pieces?
It's like
But, like, how big-
4
yeah.
5,000 something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
it's
yeah, at
big.
least.
It's like this.
right.
Yeah.
But when I brought it from Chicago to Door County, it got a little bit smaller.
Oh.
Should we say? Because it was in the U-Haul.
Oh, so it fell apart.
It totally fell apart.
Oh, that's
Oh,
too
that's
bad.
so sad.
No, but it gives you something to do.
Yeah,
That's what he needs.
something to live for. finally.
Yeah, something to live for. Exactly.
Yeah,
So on average, each person on Earth owns how many Lego bricks?
I would say at least 20.
That's not bad, but it's either 62
Oh, there's some answers here.
or 2 billion or 10 or 200.
Huh.
10.
No,
There's
it's
a-
62.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that
That's
interesting?
frightening. I
Yeah.
must have raised the average, I think.
Oh, and one
Yeah.
one other thing that I found, I forgot to write this one down. Which country in the world do you think purchases the most Lego bricks?
I'm going to say the U.S.
You're not right.
China.
But I
Right.
China.
but I will give you some choices.
Oh yeah. I
Purchases
keep
the
forgetting
most?
some choices.
So Denmark, United States, which we already know is wrong, Germany, or Legoland.
Oh.
That's not a country.
I know,
No,
but,
but
we're,
at
gonna we're
Legoland
counting
is-
it as an entity.
At Legoland, there was hardly any Lego. It was very disappointing. It's all rides and stuff.
Oh.
Well, that's a clue for you then.
Okay, it's Germany.
That's correct.
Yeah. I think I got one question right so far.
Yeah, no. You're doing quite well. No, you got the moon one right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna tie in your Lego freakishness with
With a song.
with a song.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
with
we
a
are.
few songs.
This
Can
is
you
so
name?
impressive.
Can you name this? We're gonna try and show this to the audience too. But can you
Oh,
name this
goodness.
composer
Um,
made out of Legos?
yes, that would be Johann Sebastian Bach.
You are so correct, Colin Welford.
Born 1685, died 1750.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Extra bonus points.
Now the next part of the I'll take that one.
Thank you
The
very
next
much.
part of the parlor game is, can you play any of?
Here we go.
I know, right? The toccata and fugue, and you can turn on the organ patch if you'd like. Can you play any of the? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
The toccata and fugue in D minor.
Which bit would you like? Last
Yeah,
page
the
or
opening
first
maybe,
page?
just so people can recognize it.
All right.
See?
Dramatic pause.
Yeah, I
I'm
knew
not
it.
finished yet.
Oh no.
And so on, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic. Now the next part of the little parlor,
Yeah. Sorry?
the next part of the parlor challenge is.
Yes.
Can you? I listened to you play the Jeff and Katie show theme song in various fashions. Can you play any of that in that fashion?
The Toccata and Fugue?
Yeah.
Oh, well, probably. In some fashion.
Yeah.
Django Reinhardt, yeah? Something,
Isn't
yeah.
that great?
Yes.
Isn't that great? Okay,
Really?
here's another one for you. Who's this dude in Legos?
Oh. Is that a composer? Or
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah,
Oh.
I know it's not great,
What
but
with the eyebrows thing?
Yeah. and the hair and the kind of brutishness.
Can I have a look, please?
Yeah, yeah. Show it to the. You know him.
I do?
Yeah, it's another big B.
It could be Mozart. No.
Not Mozart.
Beethoven
That's correct.
with the eyebrows.
Yeah, it's you know.
Beethoven. Okay, Beethoven.
It's actually
Excellent.
based on a pretty famous portrait of him.
Oh, okay.
So Beethoven, can you play any of Moonlight Sonata for us?
Yes.
Otherwise known as Linus's theme from Peanuts,
Thank you.
right?
Is that right?
And can you play any of the Jeff and Katie show in that mode?
Oh, sure. How does it go? Fine Katie show. The Jeff.
Okay, here's another one for you. Any idea who that is?
And the background looks. Is this a Harry Potter?
No, it's not.
no.
It's still a composer.
With a telephone.
No, he's got some.
It's Captain Hook.
We don't know what he's got in his hand exactly.
It's Tchaikovsky.
No, it's another big B.
It's Brahms.
That's correct.
Brahms.
That's correct.
There
That
we
is
go.
Brahms.
With a phone.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
What is it?
Can you play any of Brahms's Waltz in A flat major?
No.
Oh, seriously?
No, seriously can't.
Dun, da, 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 dum, da, 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 dum.
A flat.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
no.
And
no.
can you play any of the Jeff and Katie show as a waltz?
No.
Yes, you can.
As a waltz?
Oh, fine.
See? I knew he could. He wanted to say no, but he could do it anyway. I got one more for you. And this one's it's sort of a cheapo, but
That's got to be Mozart.
that's correct. That
That's
is
wonderful,
Mozart
actually.
playing the harpsichord, which also has a patch on there if you want to try. Do you know any of the Mozart Rondo alla Turca?
Oh yeah, sure.
And the Jeff and Katie show as a turca, please.
As a we'll do it as a twerker, if you will promise to
Oh my
twerker. No, I can't think.
Okay.
I'm having brain freeze.
Oh, I tell you.
Wow, I would like to be in your brain
I know.
freeze
I
mode
know,
one
right?
day.
No.
I know.
Truly,
Okay, now
you
moving
don't want
on to some world travel stuff. Have you visited many art museums? I just presume
yes,
you probably have.
not recently. But
No,
yes,
but I know.
yeah,
But you've traveled.
indeed.
You've traveled extensively.
Yeah.
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 So let's try this Lego representation.
Okie dokie.
Well, let's do a real easy one.
Right.
Yes. And who painted that?
Leonardo, is that right? Da Vinci.
That's correct. Do you have any idea where it's housed?
It is housed in the National Gallery in London. No, in the Louvre. It used to be in the National Gallery.
That's
because
right.
it got shot. Somebody shot a bullet into it, and then that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's in the Louvre.
Now it's in the Louvre. They
Yeah.
know better.
They're really talking about the possibility of not having it be there anymore because it's been so it's just so trafficked
It's out of fashion.
and stolen. I think too once or twice.
Yeah, but
Okay. You want to do one? You want to do another one of those?
oh, go on then. Do one I know.
Oh, let's try
How's
this
that?
one.
Okay, this is the girl with the Lego pearl earring.
That's correct. It is a Lego
by
pearl earring.
Vermeer.
By
Is-
Vermeer. That's
is that
right.
right?
That's correct. Any
Where is
idea where it is housed?
I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I'm gonna guess that it's in the Rijksmuseum.
It's not in the Rijks, but
No.
you're in the right city, of course.
Amsterdam.
Yeah,
So I'm
Amsterdam.
gonna
You
say
bet, I'm
it's in
sure.
Yes.
Yep.
The Van Gogh Museum.
It's one that I did not
No.
know, and maybe you've been there. Where is my little pearl earring thing? It's in the Mauritius,
Oh
the
no,
Moritz
I
house.
I don't think I've
Yeah, I
been
don't know
there.
that either. It's in The Hague. Have you been there?
In The Hague, yeah, because I worked in Scheveningen, which
Oh.
is next door to The Hague.
Oh, okay.
Gorgeous place, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
go there though.
Yeah, yeah. I saw. I was lucky enough to see a traveling exhibit of the Dutch masters. You know, the miniatures at the Prado when I was in Madrid
Oh,
visiting my
yeah.
sister
Oh,
Carmen.
great,
so
yeah.
because
Brilliant.
there aren't very many, you know,
Of
those
Vermeers.
of the men's. No,
Really?
no, very few.
Oh, I thought he was like knocking them off.
No, no.
Wow,
There are very
that's
few
cool.
Vermeers and Durats and who are some of the other mini Dutch Golden Age painter guys. Those are the only ones that come to mind immediately.
Moving on.
Let's do one more.
Oh,
Katie's turned into Vanna White.
this would be. I'm going to play the musical representation. of this.
Excellent. That's correct. That's
It's
correct.
that one. It's by Edvard Munch.
And what's it called?
The Scream.
The Scream. Do you have any idea what it's called in German? Which was what he originally titled
And
it
it's
in.
not the Scream in German, is it? It's something about mental illness or something.
No,
like
it's actually called Der Schrei der Natur.
There's something of
The
nature.
Shriek of Nature.
The Shriek of Nature. Yeah.
Okay.
I know where it is,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, do you?
Well, I could be wrong.
Go ahead.
Is it in Bergen, Norway?
I don't know if it's in Bergen. No, it's not in Bergen.
Oh,
But it is
then
in
I don't
Norway.
know. Oh, it is in Norway.
Yeah.
Is it in
but
Oslo?
It is in Oslo. It's at the Munch Museum.
Oh yeah, cool.
And that, I think the Scream was also stolen and only recovered fairly recently, is my
Well, they
understanding.
probably found it because it was just screaming.
It was screaming. It was
Oh,
the
it
master.
was
Master.
hard to
shrieking.
hide that one.
Der
Yeah, right.
Schreiker. Oh, let's do one more, just because it's kind of interesting. All right.
Well, this is a painting and an artist I was obsessed with when I was in my early 20s,
Oh,
along with Strauss operas. And this is Klimt, of course.
That's right.
It was all that opulent, over-the-top stuff. Klimt, The Kiss.
That's correct, Colin. Do you have
Thank
any
you.
idea where it's housed?
I'm going to say it's in Austria in the Klimt Museum.
Well, I don't know if there
I'm
is
not
a
sure
Klimt museum.
Well, there is, but I don't know what it's called. It's not called the Klimt Museum.
So it's in the Austrian Gallery Belvedere.
Close enough.
Have you been to?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I've been to Austria, but not to
Not
that.
not to that, but you've
No.
been to Vienna.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Have
the
you been to
snow.
Salzburg tour?
Yes.
Salzburg? Uh-huh.
Gorgeous.
Did you do the Sound of Music tour?
No.
No. Good for you. I hear it's dreadful. Well,
No
did you?
comment.
Did
You,
I
have one-
prevailed.
I have one more.
I would just like to say that Colin recently wrote an entire parody of a Sound of Music song that I
Yes.
performed in.
You
So
were
I have a lot
fabulous.
of what?
Yes.
What did you say?
You were fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that was really one of my most shining moments. But then I quoted the Sound of Music to you at our rehearsal, and then it didn't.
I didn't know anything about
I know you didn't get it.
Oh,
I really don't know.
Oh.
I
I
don't know
know.
it at all.
it's okay.
And is it?
Pauline, do you know who Pauline Kael is? She was a theater critic for the New Yorker
No.
forever and ever. She's sort of the the go-to critic for readers. So even people who are not necessarily cinephiles loved reading Pauline Kael's reviews because she was such an excellent
yeah.
writer and she was so discerning. And she said of The Sound of Music, wasn't there one Von Trapp child that didn't want to sing?
That would be fun.
Right?
It'd be in a minor.
The rebel.
In a minor key.
Well,
Yeah.
that is what I quoted to Colin. I can't sing. I've got a sore finger.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I was all
Okay, one more Lego. I don't think you've done this one, but do you know where this is?
It has to be. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. That is not Times Square.
It is.
Oh, it is
I
because
know
that's the
it's-
ramp. That's the ramp where they sell where people sit.
Yeah, the
now.
TKTS.
Yes. It's Times
Right?
Square.
That
with,
is Times
with
Square.
my old show.
Show
logo.
the audience,
That's
and I
right.
have one more question for you. There, within that Times Square Lego extravaganza, which
Wow, is that a kit?
I think it is. Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I think that you.
I'm.
I think
Am I
that when
kidding
you
you?
said there were 5, I think there are way more than
Oh,
that.
oh, there are.
I mean, unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I started looking into this. I'm like, are you
Oh,
freaking kidding
it's a
me?
lot.
No wonder everybody has 62 Legos each.
Yeah, that's right.
So, shows. Can you name the shows that are represented?
Oh
on-
yeah, sure. I did 2 of these.
Yeah.
and I did 1 in London. So we have Lion King, Wicked,
Yep.
Phantom of the Opera. Oh,
Yep.
I worked on that. West Side Story, Les Miserables.
Yeah, I don't know if that's West Side Story. I couldn't tell, but it might be.
Does
it look like it to you?
it says West
It says
Side
West.
Story.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's Wicked, Les Mis, Lion King, and then there's the McDonald's show.
Yeah, and the
in middle.
Phantom. You said Phantom.
Phantom. There's a little
Yeah.
mask.
Have you
in
ever
the-
played that show?
in London? I coached on.
Oh, did you?
Just I coached. I didn't
Uh-huh.
conduct it. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a while ago though, because these are not the shows
No, it is a while
that
ago.
are the
No,
big
right,
ones of,
right.
of the present.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But I figured that you would be able to identify all of them, and also that you had probably played every one of them,
yeah,
but not Les Mis.
Les Mis in London.
Oh, you
In
did.
London, yeah.
So
I-
which one haven't you played? You played them all then.
Actually, Yes,
Well, you coached on Phantom.
that's right.
Did you ever do West Side
West
Story?
Side Story. Where did I do West Side Story? I
Was that
did
in
it
Florida?
somewhere. No.
Oh.
Yes. No. I don't know.
Someplace.
Can't remember.
Can't remember. You can't remember. It was strings attached.
I woke up
Stuff.
Victory Farm,
Stuff.
Victory Farm, Victory Farm.
All right.
Colin Welford.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
passed that little extravaganza parlor thing with flying
plum.
colors.
A plum with a
You
plum.
know, honestly,
I like a plum.
I knew that this would be a trivia / parlor extravaganza of my own interest, because it's one of the things that I enjoy the most when rehearsing with Colin is during tech rehearsals. You are in the pit and you suddenly just start playing by ear every imaginable tune known to mankind, which is amazing to me. And I don't know, I just revel in it.
Well,
So-
that's great. I mean, it's part of my philosophy of making sure we don't do any real work at any time.
Well, yeah.
It moves things along. I
Yeah,
feel.
it moves things along.
Yeah.
The other thing that struck me was you started playing some art songs one time when we were in rehearsal in the DCA. I can't remember what we were doing. It was, I don't know what show. And a lot of them were ones that I had sung for my recitals in college.
Oh, you came over and you.
Yes, and we
yeah,
started
hung
singing
out.
together. It was
lovely.
amazing.
It was great.
It was just
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, that was a blast. I just have to say.
I'm trying to make it unblurry. Apparently, I screwed up
We're all a blur.
So I think next we're going to do another song.
I hope
Shall
we're
we?
unblurry again, Holly Feldman. You let us know.
Colin, tell us a little bit about this number that we're going to do
Oh, yeah.
next.
So we're going to do a song which I wrote for
Yeah.
a show which was commissioned by Northern Sky, or AFT at the time, I think.
Yeah.
It must have been. And the show is called Forbidden Fruit.
Yeah.
And it's all about, as you know, it's about food.
Yeah.
And it's about food that has specifically been banned through the ages or in different cultures for different reasons, for health, for politics, for
Give us an
religion.
example.
For instance, the apple has been banned for religious reasons because it was the devil's food.
Right,
and
they
blah,
thought
blah,
it was the
blah.
Garden of Eden temptation thing.
All
Right,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. Or
Uh-huh.
the lobster.
Right.
You know, Whole Foods decided to put a self-imposed ban on lobster sales because they decided they were acting cruelly towards the lobsters in transit.
Yeah.
So I wrote a song from the perspective of the lobster, who was very delighted to go join his mates on the sand at the end of the song. So it's all about food, and this particular song is called What Kind of World? Because we did a workshop with AFT a few years ago, and there's 26 songs, and we did this, and by the middle of the show, we realized that we're actually talking about food, but in fact, there's a serious element to food, and where does it come from? How sustainable is it? And we actually felt that we needed a song which actually dealt with the subject, even in a small way. So
Yeah.
this is one of the only serious-ish song in the show. So
And a lovely song it is. So what kind of world? Could we not show kindness? Could we not be gentle? Could we not take care of the world that is given us? Every living creature knows pain, needs to find the sunshine and rain, relishes the freedom to reach for the sky. How can we give life greater worth to all who share this precious earth? Could we not be kinder? Couldn't we be gentle? Could we be less wasteful? Could we be more thoughtful? Could we take as much as is needed, yet give something back? Could we not all creatures at need? Could compassion win over greed? Will we make a difference or pass these things by? What kind of world will we pass on to those who will come when we are gone? Let's somehow make a difference in some way that will carry on. Thanks, Colin.
Beautiful, you guys.
thank you for singing that.
Yeah. Could we give what all creatures need? We have to look at that lyric because I can't memorize it for some reason.
We'll stay behind afterwards to practice.
Yes, we
shall
must. Yes, we must. Could we give what all creatures need? It's a well, yeah. Boy.
I love that. I remember that moment from that reading, and it's such a great song.
Yeah, thanks for coming to that. I remember the comment you made afterwards, actually, which was there's 50 musicals about food to be written. which is true, and I hadn't realized it. It's like food is something we all do,
Ah.
and it's a cool subject.
Well, and all you mentioned some of the banned foods, and there are some that are so exotic and weird, like that karumatsu. Is that what it was called?
Kasumazu, the
Kazumazu,
the
with the
cheese,
beetles,
yeah, cheese with jumping
flies in it.
which you
Which you
delicious.
yummy eat. Yeah.
Delicious.
And what was the one from Jamaica?
Jamaica was the ackee.
Oh yeah.
Ackee, it's banned.
Yeah.
Like raw ackee is banned from imports in the States because it's toxic until it's cooked to a certain temperature. So you can only get tinned. And billions of dollars of tinned ackee come into this country every year.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
Fascinating.
And then the puffer fish.
The pufferfish, yes, the blowfish,
Yeah.
the liver is
Yeah.
toxic. So
Right.
of course it's very, very expensive because everyone wants to gamble with death.
They gamble with death.
Yes,
That's exactly what
amazing,
they do every time they decide to eat that
Yeah.
fish. And then you also wrote one called The Green Goddess, which was about absinthe.
Absinthe.
And why was that banned?
That was banned because it made people go mad.
I
Yes.
thought it made their heart grow fonder.
Well, first.
Absinthe makes the heart grow fonder. Very good, very good. We got the pun in. As soon as we have a pun, it means it's time for the bake-off.
Oh, hooray. Thank goodness.
Dave Alley, our tech director, has arrived. And so we will disperse
Thank you.
certain elements of the bake. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Holy cow.
Wow.
I know. So,
Wow.
Colin, are you preparing something
Well,
over there?
I am. As
Oh,
you know,
and we want to talk a little bit about it? What you're
yes,
up to?
well, I brought something of my own. I heard there was bakery. I didn't quite know how you did it. And
Okay.
so I thought it was some kind of competitive thing. And I was
Oh.
like, okay, lest I fall behind.
Yes,
I
lest.
will go baking. So I started baking. I didn't read the recipe. I started baking at 11 o'clock last night.
Uh-huh.
At 1 o'clock in the morning, I had to punch down the rising dough.
Right,
Again at 3 o'clock in the morning.
right.
At 4:30 this morning, it went in the oven. And at 5:15, it came out. And it really wasn't very good.
Victory Farm, Victory Farm,
Victory
Victory Farm.
And what I made,
Yeah.
I'm playing the organ at the Ephra Moravian Church
Yes.
these days. And this week is a festival in the Moravian Church, which is the Love Feast Festival. So I made Moravian Love Feast buns.
Okay.
And because they're so bad, I'm going to doll them up à l'anglais.
Okay.
In English style with clotted cream
Oh.
and jam.
Fantastic.
yay.
We can't
Oh, so
lose.
you have to get your
Yes.
5:15 a.m. bakery product
Yes.
gussied up with other English things.
I have to cover it up.
Okay.
So it's sufficiently good.
Please keep going.
Oh, we will.
We'll talk about what these things that we got.
And Dave Alley today is going to be our judge. He's going to taste these 3 items. So, yeah, go ahead,
So
Katie.
okay, I'll try this one first. I have Jeff's and Jeff has mine, so we
Right.
don't have our own. I actually haven't tasted mine yet, but
Aha.
this is amazing. This is like a biscuit with dill and cheese,
Yes.
cheddar,
There is cheddar. That's good.
Yum.
and
It's a winning streak.
it's so delicious.
Did you get some to taste too? Or you?
I will.
Yeah, you must
I will.
later.
Is there some
Okay.
sort of oniony thing going on?
Yeah, there is an
Did you
allium.
caramelize? Oh, an allium. Oh,
An allium.
Uh,
Get it?
is chives an allium?
That's correct, and it
Oh,
is
wow.
chives. Chives and dill from the garden.
Mm.
And then there's another item in there from the garden, most
Okay.
recently excavated.
Chives,
A little
dill.
soil.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't grow the cheddar in your garden, did you?
We did not grow the cheddar. We are talking about getting chickens,
cheese
but not a
plant.
cow or
A
a
cheese
sheep or a
plant.
goat yet.
No. Are you really thinking about getting chickens?
We are still thinking about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Do it. My sister has them, and the kids love them. It's
Oh.
brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really good, and they taste so. The chickens taste so different. No, the eggs.
The eggs do?
Is there
Yeah.
like a jalapeno element in there or anything?
Well,
Something
that's interesting.
hot?
You know, I decided to do my own deal with that, and yes, in fact, there is some sashimi togarushi.
I thought that was banned.
And then the other
What is
secret
what did you
ingredient
say?
is
before we move on from sashimi
Yeah.
togarushi.
yeah,
What is that?
it's a Japanese spice blend.
Oh.
I went to Central Market one time to do my bulk up on spices because you can get them so cheaply, and they have everything. This is in Fort Worth before I
Okay.
come up here. And I was looking around, and I always stock up on red pepper flakes. You know, it's like a staple. And they were out. And the Central Market person who was manning the spice bulk area said, "You really have to try this Japanese spice blend. Shishimi togarushi, I think it's called.
So you didn't grow that in the garden. That's not the
Did not-
garden.
No, the other thing
our
that
thing.
from the garden is garlic.
Oh,
Yeah, we have fresh garlic.
Oh, that's
another
so good.
allium.
Yeah, another allium.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's so different as well, isn't it? Fresh garlic.
Oh,
as opposed
man.
To,
Yeah, it just came out.
it's
Yum.
Uh-huh.
These are amazing. It's like so. I can't tell. Did you use any butter or not?
I wonder. I wonder. And they are actually a scone.
Oh, they are a scone.
They are a scone.
I'm sorry, I have to correct you because I'm from the north of England,
Lego.
and it's definitely
I have 3 Lego.
it's not a scone, folks. Very important. It's not a scone. It's a scone.
Oh, it's
If you're
scone.
from the-
Oh.
it's like the stuff that Civil War could be made over.
Oh,
In the
a
north, it's a
scone.
scone.
A
Thank you.
scone.
Just wanted to interject.
thank you.
Yeah, there
We stand corrected, and we believe you.
I feel a lot better now.
You know, when I was doing a musical that was based on a George Bernard Shaw play, it was called Bashful in Love, and it was based on a short story of Shaw's called Cashel Byron's Profession, about these boxers, these gentlemen boxers. And we all had to do, you know, a British accent. And afterward, there were a couple of Brits who were in the audience, and we had a gathering, like a little reception. And I was chatting with this woman who was from England, and she heard my Americanness, and she said, "Oh, I had no idea," you know. And I said, "Oh, I'm so glad you know that you approved of my accent." She said, "Darling, that's not an accent. That's the Queen's English."
Oh, God. Rather. Apparently, you nailed it, though. That's great.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me when I got stuck in Amsterdam, right? When the pandemic hit, I was in Europe trying to go on this tour, and we got canceled, and we came home, and my friend who I was traveling with and I were in the Dublin airport in this impossibly long and epidemiologically abhorrent line of like thousands of people in an enclosed, unventilated space.
Right.
Who we were all fleeing a pandemic, right? It was like
Right.
the worst idea ever. And so there are all this weird confluence of people around, and this young woman who was next to me started talking about how she loved the stroopwafels in the Netherlands. She's like, I had so many stroopwafels, I just loved them. And back behind me I heard this little voice, stroopwafel.
Yeah.
And the young woman, American woman, kept being like, the stroopwafels are so good. We went to one stroopwafel store, another stroopwafel store, and louder, this little voice, stroopwafel. And this woman was so mad. This Dutch woman behind us who was appalled at the pronunciation of stroopwafel. So now I know.
How are we doing over there with the
Clotted
with
cream.
the Moravian
It's
extravaganza?
fine, except
Come
the lid,
English.
The lid won't go on anymore because it's the jam lid and the cream lid.
Oh.
No, it certainly will not. I think that is all in vain, Colin Welford.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Oh, look at that.
Would you
Okay.
like to try this? No, you should do this first.
I did. I
because-
tasted. Now,
you
Katie
did?
Dahl made a beautiful. I meant to show a picture.
Oh yeah. I meant to. I forgot. I thought you. Anyway, doesn't
Katie
matter.
Dahl brought the entire cake this time around, but then she sliced it because it's easier for us to do this. But it's a bundt cake, and it obviously has blueberries in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I first saw it, when I was on its pedestal out there, uncut,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked at the glaze, and I saw its vibrancy, I guessed plum.
Oh,
But it is also blueberry.
it is also blueberry.
Right.
Yeah. I felt very Great British Bake Offy because it's a jewel glaze, which is an official term, I
Right.
guess, like when you try to make a brightly colored glaze. So
It looks absolutely delicious, and it's clearly really, really moist. And
It
it's
is.
interesting because blueberries is an acquired taste for me because in England we barely ever eat them. In fact, we
Really?
don't even have them. We call them bilberries, and they're thought of as a wild plant. You go down in the moors in Devon and Cornwall, and that's where they are. But
Okay.
here, of course, it's the
and they're
breakfast
called
taste.
bilberries.
Bilberries. I believe I'm
Bilberries.
right. I'm sure people will write in and correct me, but
Wow.
that's it. But anyway, now I like them, but I never had them till I came to this country, really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Blueberries.
here we
I
go.
love blueberries. They're one of my faves.
Yum, Katie. This is such a light crumb.
Oh, good. Thank
It does.
you.
It does. It has a nice. It does have a nice airy crumb.
I haven't tasted it yet. I know what I was noticing looking at yours because I just cut it. I didn't even take the pieces out myself. I'm noticing that Paul Hollywood of Great British Bake Off fame may be upset with me because the blueberries have sunk.
They've sunk.
Well, I wondered if you were going to talk about that.
I
and
did
whether-
not coat them in flour, which I now realize I ought to have done.
Then it
Ah, yes,
disperses them
that's
more
right.
evenly through the sponge.
Mine didn't sink. Mine seemed to have floated to the surface.
Well, you think about it's
But the bunt is upside
the
down.
bunt is cooked
Oh,
upside down.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. I
Yes.
stand
So it
corrected.
did sink to the bottom and then got flipped on
It's
its
a
head.
disaster.
Okay,
Shall we try the
clotted
Moravian
cream?
clotted cream
And maybe you
jam
can tell us why
extravaganza?
it's called clotted cream.
Yeah, it's a name which doesn't do it any favors, I think, these days.
No.
You should have the one. Jeff, I'm loving this because I know you eat healthily in real life, and now I'm forcing
This-
you to eat.
This
pure-
bake-off has been the ruination of me, I tell you.
And I've been eating healthily for 3.5 months, and this is killing
I
me.
know, right?
Well,
Oh, I tell ya.
whatever.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, clotted
Okay.
cream. Clotted cream is from Devon and Cornwall, and it's the richest of the milk. And then you steam off the milk overnight in the oven, and so it reduces the solids, and then it just becomes this gooey.
Wait, you didn't
goopy-
do that. You bought it clotted.
All right, fine.
I'm just asking.
We
'Cause
tried.
Katie wondered if I made cream cheese.
No, we tried
Our dairy
once.
story straight here.
A friend and I tried this spring, and it was a disaster. It just
Oh, really?
didn't work.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is delicious.
It is really delicious.
This, in
Everything's
truth,
delicious. How do we manage people?
We really suffer.
Yeah.
yes, it's awful.
Dave Alley, did you taste everything? Dave Alley is
Oh,
being
yeah.
very cryptic back there. Oh, the bun cake wins.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, it
That's
was
real
it was
bacon.
it was really good.
That's
Yay.
really
Well, I'm
good.
excited to eat that bun cake I made. This was a delicious day.
Well, I have 15 more in my bag of these things.
What, you have 15 more?
We'll stay behind.
Until they're gone. Well, Colin, I think you're the first guest. James Kaplan did bring a bake contribution
did.
from a coffee shop, but I think you're the first guest to have produced from scratch a baked good. So
Well,
you get, you know,
it was my pleasure, except if I come again, you'll probably say, and you don't need to bake this time.
Oh
certainly
no,
not. We'll never let you off the hook.
that clotted cream is really interesting. I don't think I've ever had it before.
Really, you've not
I know
lived.
that I
It rescues any bad bakery item.
Yeah.
You just shove it on the top.
So it obviously has some sugar in it.
None. It's pure cream.
No way.
It's just more. It's my Aunt Lily my great Aunt Lily, who's long gone. She used to give us thick white bread, like almost an inch thick, and then about an inch and maybe a bit more of clotted cream on the
Wow.
top. Oh my goodness,
Wow.
it's just heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Oh, yeah.
And with the fresh fruit, it's just terrific.
Yeah, that helps.
Well,
Thanks for sampling.
Oh, thank
our
you.
pleasure.
If
Are
I
you
had
kidding?
to.
Now I'm going to do my Bob Fosse number.
The COVID Bob Fosse number. Oh, we've all been waiting for that, haven't we? Bated breath. Now, we're gonna do. Is this a show that anybody has heard of or has
Victory Farm,
repeated
Victory
to
Farm,
themselves?
Victory Farm, Victory Farm.
We're gonna do sweaty pies.
Woo! This
From
was
Victory
almost
Farm.
a trunk song. This almost got cut until Molly Rohde, who I know is watching, excavated it from the depths of the discarded drafts of Victory Farm, and it. I'm so glad that she did. It seems very appropriate after the Colin's wiping off his
And the
I'm
keyboard.
wiping off the
the
cholesterol from
character-
the keys.
The character that Katie portrayed earlier with her trunk song,
yeah.
Wolfgang, returns now in Sweaty Pies, having given himself a little bit of a reprieve from feeling so horrible about being away from his homeland. But he's trying he's trying to cheer up his bunkmates.
And that's Jeff now.
So I'm
we've-
playing
yes.
Wolfgang, and Katie's going to be playing Carl, and Colin Welford
I'm
will be
playing
playing Josef, the
Joseph.
baker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ready, kids?
ready.
Here we go. We have found ourselves in a hard time, boys. From our dear old home, we're far away. When you find yourselves in a hard time, boys, you need something sweaty to get you through the day.
What do you mean, Wolfgang?
You could make a cherry pie, a lovely sweaty cherry pie, red and pretty for the eye.
And a mouse.
Yeah. Why don't you bake a cherry pie?
A Kirschenkuchen.
Cherry pie, make a bakery out of this tiny bunkhouse. When you eat eat something sewer, you can sit there feeling blue, or you can somehow try to take the taste away. Don't act sad and sick and petty, bake a pie so thick and sweaty to brighten up the dark and dreary day.
I have no sugar.
We can use our canteen points and get some sugar instead of meat.
I have no oven.
Carl, your friend who brought the cherries, we could use her oven, yeah?
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
You see, Joseph?
Well, it would be a perfect way to use the sour cherries. With some sugar and some spice, I could bake up something nice. I could share it with you boys.
Yes, you must.
Yes, these cherries would suffice to make a slice of paradise. Cherries red and bright inside a perfect golden crust.
When you eat something sewer, you can sit there feeling blue, or you can somehow try to take the taste away. Don't act sad and sick and petty, bake a pie so thick and sweaty to brighten up a dark and dreary day.
Yes, I will bake a cherry pie, a quiche and torte, a cherry pie so tasty for the end of the day. We all can eat a cherry pie, bon appetit, it's cherry pie.
We all need something sweaty to chase our cares away. When you eat something sewer, you can sit there feeling blue, or you can somehow try to take the taste away. Don't act sad and sick and petty, bake a pie so thick and sweaty to brighten up a dark and dreary day. Sweaty pie, sweaty pie, sweaty, sweaty pie. Sewer, kirschen, sweaty, sweaty pie. Sweaty pie, sweaty pie, sweaty, sweaty pie. Sewer, sewer, sweaty pie. When you eat something sewer, you can sit there feeling blue, or you can somehow try to take the taste away. Don't act sad and sick and petty, bake a pie so thick and sweaty to brighten up a dark and dreary day. When you eat something sewer, you can sit there feeling blue, or you can somehow try to take the taste away. Don't act sad and sick and petty, bake a pie so thick and sweaty to brighten up a dark and dreary day. To brighten up a dark and dreary day.
Unglaublich!
Oh, ja!
Ja!
Ganz geil.
Ja.
Echt cool.
Ist gut, sehr gut.
Too
sehr gut.
fun.
You know, when you were doing the hat, was that the hat pass?
Now the hat
The
pass.
hat pass. This
Yes.
is the thing. All three of the POWs did this whole complex.
Simultaneous.
Simultaneous. Well,
Brilliantly choreographed by John Heggie.
and brilliantly executed by Chad, Steve, and Dan Clara.
Yes,
Yeah.
and reprievingly so by Jeff, Chase, and Isaiah.
It was quite a reprieve and a reprise.
Reprisingly so.
Well, it's funny because, Katie, I was thinking about you and about this song this spring because at my place in North Ephraim, I started building this raised garden bed. I got these raised beds, like 400 square feet. I was going for it. And it was getting later and later in the year. It was May, and I still hadn't got anything planted. And then we had COVID and all that kind of stuff. I was like, you know what? I've got to do this. At the time in England, my family was telling me how there was not many things on the shelves for a couple of weeks. So I was like, you know, if this ends up really, really bad,
Yeah.
I got a victory garden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kept going, and I planted. I went to Walmart, and I bought little kind of baby plants, and we did some seeds. And I was thinking, as we sang this, that instead of the hat pass, I could have given you something else to pass. And I actually brought a few little presents from my victory garden to give
Aw.
you. If we'd have rehearsed in time, we
Oh,
could
we could have passed them. We could have
Colin.
juggled them across the plexiglass shield.
and they'd be very easy because they look like this.
Oh my
For
gosh.
heaven's sake.
So here's
Now-
one for you.
Okay, now, excellent. No, I don't. I
It's like so high, it's off the
so heavy.
screen.
doll.
Is this?
That is a.
There's
Wow.
inside all that moth-eaten.
This is
there's
astonishing.
actually a cabbage inside.
Pass it around this way.
Oh, there you go. And from the
I kind of liked the
from the
spectacle
victory
of.
garden, there is also a little goodie bag for both of you. There's,
Oh my
there's
gosh.
Kale and radish.
Oh, you rock. luck.
Wow,
Colin.
you've got a good garden going on there.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we put all this manure, and I mean, it just
Who helped you out with that?
a few people,
Uh-huh.
friends from the church, and from also the UU one time, the gardener from the UU.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm very.
Is that
very
Peter?
lucky.
Is Peter still doing the garden
Peter's
over
still
there?
doing the garden at the
Do you know
UU.
that Peter was the language consultant on Victory Farm?
Oh, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
Because
right.
he's German. And there's some greens.
Some arugula, I
Oh
think,
my
is in there.
gosh, this is
And some
amazing.
microgreens.
And there you go.
Oh, for
The one
heaven's
that got
sake.
away.
Wow,
How marvelous
And
is
that's
all
it.
of this?
this is amazing.
That's Victory Farm for you.
Colin.
It's like our own CSA. So
It's like our own CSA. Colin's invited back every week.
every
Hooray.
week Colin will return with a new bag of goodies. Well, this is
potted
astonishing.
cream.
Do you happen to know what kind of cabbage that is?
Yes, it's a Dutch flat leaf. Thank
A
you
Dutch
very much.
flat leaf?
Yeah.
Oh, and you didn't have any problem with cabbage worms or some? Or
No, I just had the cabbage white butterfly. I like to take.
those are the cabbage worms. They
Yeah, well,
lay the worms.
No, we didn't have the worms. We just had the flies.
Yeah, so you think. Yeah,
We
those-
skip right to the,
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
pity bits.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Wash them. Is all I'm saying. Wash them.
Well, the
Wait, well.
bigger problem with cabbages can be the earwigs, which are very difficult to get rid of.
Yes.
They,
Well, over to you with that one. I
Yeah.
ate mine on the way.
well, this is fantastic.
You know, when I used to work at Base Camp Coffee Shop in Sister Bay,
Yeah.
which just closed,
I know,
sadly.
I saw that.
But the owner is French, and he got all these amazing greens from the community garden just down the road on Beach Road, and he used to make sort of like pronouncements of things in biblical English, what his French version of biblical English. He would always say, "If I do not wash," no, it's not German. "If I do not wash thy greens, I shall have bugs." I shall have bugs. So I always think that to myself. I'm spinning my salad. I shall have bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
English with a fake German accent with a French accent.
There you go.
Genius.
Yes, it's very like Victoria of languages.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
there
the
you go.
majority of languages. That's true. Well, I think we're going to round out this particular episode. Thanks again, Colin, for
Oh
joining
my gosh,
us.
thanks
What
so
an
much.
absolute
And
pleasure.
folks,
What a
don't
delight.
forget about that virtual bucket. PayPal.me/abuckinthebucket. Thank you so much for watching every week.
Yeah.
We have our guests lined up for the next couple weeks, but we're not going to tell you who they are.
No,
But-
although Katie Doll always releases a picture of them and then acts like nobody knows. She's like, I'm putting out all this marketing. Everybody will see it. And then she's like, don't tell who the... I'm like, I don't get it. You're at cross purposes with yourself.
Well,
honey.
it's just you're just too old to understand. We millennials, social media.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm sure
See
that's
it, forget
it.
it. Oh, that was a surprise.
Yeah, right.
The guests are so secret, even they don't know they're on. That's there you go.
There you go.
Do that. All right, so I'm going to play the piano.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
do.
Here we go. I'm going to give you. Well, we'll see. Not yet. One more.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show.
Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show. Commutable,
Refutable.
disputable.
Delusional, no matter what, we know that you'll be watching the Jeff and Katie Show.
Math and Colin.
Right.
Bye.
Yay!
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday evening.
Sunday.
Bye.
We want to turn this into a